right, let's really dig into something quite extraordinary today. We're taking a deep dive into instrumental transcommunication, or ITC. It's an exploration of how communication might, extend far beyond our usual grasp, especially thinking about connection after loss. The core question here is really, if communication can transcend the physical, how do we actually perceive it?
Yeah, and that's a great starting point because right away, it's really crucial to understand that ITC is profoundly different from, say, traditional mediumship.
Different how, exactly?
Well, a mediumship session, it can often unfold in real time, right? Maybe not much preparation needed from a technical standpoint.
Okay.
But ITC, it's intensely technical, highly demanding, and a very time-intensive process. It needs significant dedication.
That's a vital distinction then, because when you look at the technical side of ITC, it gets, well, really fascinating. This process often involves recording, but using specialized materials like reflective cloths or vapor, even colored lights sometimes.
Exactly. And the theory behind using those materials, it's not just random.
Right.
They're chosen specifically because their unique properties, maybe energetic or reflective, might act as kind of condenser, or maybe an amplifier for subtle energies.
Okay, a condenser. Interesting. To what end?
Well, the idea is that this could allow spirit collaborators, that's the term often used for those believed to be communicating from beyond,
Got it.
to impress visual data onto these materials during recording.
Okay, here's where it gets particularly intriguing for me. These visual things, the transimages, as they're called.
Yes, transimages.
They rarely appear in real time, is that right? You don't see them as you film.
That's generally correct. They're typically only revealed during painstaking playback, much like, electronic voice phenomena, EVP.
Okay, so similar to hearing voices on playback, but here it's images.
Precisely. You hear EVPs only after review. You see transimages only after review.
What's truly astonishing, I think, is the sheer scale of the labor involved just to find these glimpses.
Oh, it's immense. Consider this. Each single second of video gives you 30 individual frames.
30 frames a second, standard video?
Right. So just 1 minute of filming produces a staggering 1,800 images to review.
1 minute, 1,800 images. Wow.
Now imagine a typical session, maybe just 3 minutes long, that can easily generate over 5,000 frames.
Over 5,000?
Yeah. And every single one of those frames has to be meticulously examined. We're talking frame by frame.
Looking for what exactly?
For any signs of transfiguration. That refers to subtle, often really fleeting alterations or maybe overlays within the image. Things that weren't visible to the naked eye during the recording itself.
So tiny changes.
Tiny, often fleeting changes. And once potential trans images are flagged, a dedicated team of volunteers steps in. They help with documentation, reviewing with the family involved, compiling reports.
Imagine just sitting there hour after hour, looking at frame after frame. It must take incredible focus.
It absolutely does, looking for a detail that's so easy to miss.
And something pretty remarkable about Sonia Rinaldi's work specifically.
Yes.
Decades she's been pioneering this incredibly labor-intensive work.
A true leader in the field.
And she has never charged an individual for a personal session.
That's correct.
That level of dedication, making it accessible, it's really something. Especially given the effort and, let's be honest, the subjective nature of hunting for these images.
Absolutely.
It makes you wonder, how do they manage the skepticism or even just the potential for, seeing faces in clouds, pareidolia?
That's a very important point. And the rigor in the review process is, well, it's immense, partly because of those challenges.
Okay.
The work itself is sustained primarily through her Patreon community. Sonia selects individuals for recordings exclusively from her Patreon supporters.
Ah, so that's how it's supported.
Exactly. Memberships start at just, I believe, $5 a month. And typically maybe 3 to 6 supporters get chosen each month for a personal recording session.
So it's community-driven, not commercial fees.
Precisely. It's about collective belief and support, really. And that Patreon funding is absolutely vital. It covers essential costs, technical consultants, the special recording materials, software, equipment, upkeep, internet, even small stipends for those dedicated volunteers who pour hours into the review.
That makes sense. It allows the work to continue without charging per session.
It maintains that non-commercial ethos, yeah.
So for the Patreon members, it's more than just funding. They get deeper engagement.
Definitely. They get access to exclusive weekly updates, the full reports, sometimes behind-the-scenes content.
And the chance to be selected, potentially.
Yes, the opportunity for personal recording and sometimes reduced rates on online events. But it's important to stress the broader research, the materials, they're freely offered. for anyone seeking understanding or comfort.
Right. The Patreon just enables the work to keep going on that scale, a kind of collaborative approach to this pretty unconventional research. So wrapping this up then, what does this all really reveal? Instrumental transcommunication, ITC. It's clearly a distinct path. Incredibly meticulous, wouldn't you say?
Oh, absolutely. Meticulous. Profoundly dedicated. It's exploring communication through technical means, relying on intense review and that community support.
Yeah, rather than, say, instant psychic connection in real
A
time.
very different approach.
So a final thought, maybe. This deep dive really makes you ponder, doesn't it?
It does. It raises an important question, I think. If seemingly ordinary recordings, things we capture every day, could contain these hidden layers of information, information just waiting to be meticulously uncovered, what does that imply about the true breadth of communication that might be surrounding us all the time?
Could everyday data hold keys to connections just beyond our casual sight?
Exactly. Connections far beyond what we currently understand. Something to think about.